My name is Yoji, and so here the logo of my organization, Natsukashi Mirai, Ancient Futures Association, Japan. This logo symbolizes the importance to connect to the earth, and connect to the people, and connect to the soul, the both outer and inner localization. I want to explain the term Natsukashi Mirai. This is Japanese, and Mirai means future. And Natsukashi doesn't have exact synonym in English. Natsukashi is something deep feeling spring up when we remember and reconnect to something long forgotten but intimate. So Japanese used to say Natsukashi past or Natsukashi good old days, but I use this term Natsukashi Mirai, Natsukashi futures, for the title of the book, the beautiful book Ancient Futures by Helena, and I translated it, and now the term Natsukashi Mirai has become one of the important keywords in social ecological culture movement in Japan. Even though you know the Ryuichi Sakamoto produced a tune titled Natsukashi Mirai. So the movement of Natsukashi Mirai or ancient futures is slowly growing in Japan. Now we have 1,200 members and actively exchanging ideas every day. Especially it became more important after March 11. And economic happiness was shown in 113 places on the same day, on May 22, the day of biodiversity last year. And the first half of the economics of happiness was broadcasted in a major TV program last year. So yesterday, as we described the Edo period as a model of ecological life. I like his book on Edo period. It has lots of beautiful illustrations drawn by him. But also some more ancient period I like Jomon period. A period of hunting and gathering can also, I think, be a source of inspiration for Natsukashi Mirai and localization. This is, Fukushima nuclear power station. You may know 70% of radioactive went to the ocean. This is a map in August. And this is a map in this month. So how can we take the responsibility for this severe corruption for all the people on the earth, for the future generations of 100 years or 1,000 years, and responsibility for all of the life on the earth? My mind is crying. This is some street actions by farmers against TEPCO. He's my very good friend. He's a well-known natural farmer, a disciple of Fukuoka. He had a very beautiful natural farm and macrobiotic restaurant in Iidate village. Iidate is 40 kilometers northwest from Fukushima nuclear plant, but severely contaminated by radioactive. All the villagers were forced to evacuate, and my friend has strong mind, and he says he will never look back, but and he and me are now talking to establish eco-village together in a new place. But his wife is used to say, half of my soul still left in Idate, and actually their laundry is still hanging in their house. So the first lesson of Fukushima is, at least for me, grassroots good initiatives can be destroyed immediately by the nuclear accident. Nuclear power is not compatible with localization. The second lesson is, though I knew it before also, Japan is, I feel, not democratic country. Heavily controlled by corporations and the government. Government controls the information and try to hide the reality. It used to say, no immediate negative effect on your health by the radioactive. Very strange wording. Not immediate negative effect. Every day they say it, especially in April. It means our health will be affected gradually in a long run. And the government tries to underestimate the contamination and negative effect. But the reality is different. So now people of Japan distrust what the government says. You know, the Japanese are still in confusion, but it is, I think, also a good sign. Japanese tend to trust the government and follow what the government says, and it was too much. So now Japanese have to think by themselves, not just blindly follow the government and corporations. For me, localization is regaining power. Power to the people. Global economic system and consumer culture are, for me, like a vampire, which suck our money and our time and our energy. We need to regain our blood, our energy and time to live. Do you agree? Fortunately and unfortunately, we Japanese are good at making some devices. You may know Shinkansen and very super express train, and very convenient. But I don't like it. It cunningly sucks our money and time, as well as dismantle the local economy. Let us have a quick look at localization movement in Japan. Farmers market is getting popular in Japan, and Chisan Chisho, this is Japanese, and the meaning is locally produced and locally consumed. This term became very popular. But nowadays, even the supermarket use this concept, so we should be careful for that. And also revival of local varieties. Yes, daikon, yes. We have so many local varieties of radish. And Ogawamachi is shown in the film of Economics of Happiness. And Ogawamachi is famous for organic farming, but also lots of effort of localization. Here, the locally produced organic tofu, and there are several community restaurants. Even Helena and John enjoyed organic food in this restaurant. This is a flea market, and people can bring something here and can take anything without payment. And in this restaurant, lunch can be free if we provide farm work for a couple of hours. And a small-scale biogas plant has been promoted in Japan in these 25 years by Mr. Kuwabara of Ogawamachi. Kuwabara also appears in the Economics of Happiness. And also revival of traditional house, we call kominka. This kind of earth wall can absorb the shock of big earthquake. And structure is visible and easy to repair. Construction materials are locally available natural resources. So traditionally, it is built and maintained by the local people without payment. So I myself recently migrated to this kind of traditional house made 200 years ago. And of course, local currencies. We have more than 600 local currencies in Japan. Half farming, half X is also important keyword for slow life movement and localization. X can be anything, can be based on the interest or talent. So this year I want to be like this, half farming and half NPO worker or something like that. So it is a new lifestyle for especially young generation. Schools and education programs to learn localization. This is I know Agricultural High School to learn the organic farming and localization. This is Asian Rural Institute, training institute for the rural leaders of Asian and African countries. This is there are eco-village movement also in Japan. The people here, yes, half farming, but half medical doctor. And this is eco-village in a city. Some of the members share the income equally. And this is another eco-village in rural area. And transition towns in Japan are emerging. It's around 20. So we have 54 nuclear plants in Japan. My friend, he's monk and now visiting all the nuclear plants by walking, praying, and sometimes fasting. I myself also join occasionally. Among 54 nuclear plants, most of the plants have been stopped for checking, and 2 are still in operation. And the second to the last is going to be stopped today. So civil movement is trying hard not to allow the government to restart the operation of nuclear power. Yes, we need your help also. So there is no democratic nuclear plant, right? So yes, thank you, yes. Let us say again, power to the people. We should have right to decide important issues which may affect our life. Thank you very much.